resistance and the truth both eventually work and win. And in this massive breaking story out of Minnesota, that is exactly what we have today. You cannot miss this. This is massive breaking news, regardless of how Trump continues to couch things.
And the problem is because of the agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, troublemakers, but they're paid agitators and insurrectionists.
Oh, sure, he can keep on lying about paid agitators, and if you'd like to see him as an agitator out of the White House, just subscribe to the channel. But CNN put the commander-at-large, Greg Bovino, on the spot, and he couldn't answer the question. Here.
There's no evidence that he was perpetrating violence. And there's no evidence, unless you have it, and we'd love to see it if there is, that he was intending to massacre law enforcement, other than the fact that he was there and he had a gun lawfully.
Again, Dana, he came there beforehand
how do you know that?
For a reason.
How do you know that?
Because he was there.
But all he was doing was filming and documenting it, which is legal. He was carrying a gun, which in Minneapolis
I didn't
is
say
legal.
it wasn't.
But then what did he do that was illegal?
Assault federal law enforcement when he does that. That's an active law enforcement crime
What did you
scene
see in the video that he was
decided
assaulted?
to enter into?
Except for the fact that's a stone cold lie, Greg, and you know it. And now border czar Tom Homan is pushing this BS here.
Tom, I am curious what you think or what you know the president means when he posts to the great people of Minnesota, "Fear not, the day of reckoning and retribution is coming."
It's coming, and it's coming more. We're doubling down in Minnesota. We're we'll send more agents there, and not only to continue arresting the worst of public safety threats, but to arrest agitators that cross the line. Yeah, you can protest all you want. You have that constitutional right, but when you cross that line of impeding, interfering, and putting hands on an ICE officer, you're going to jail. You're going to be federally prosecuted and going to jail.
Actually, Tom, what's really occurring is not so much going to jail as it is being shot.
And as a result of that defiance, 2 Minnesotans have now tragically lost their lives on the streets of Tim Walz's state. It is President Trump's hope and wish and demand for the resistance and chaos to end today. That's why President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota.
So Trump decides to wait until 2 people have died before he finally reaches out to the actual governor of the state and the mayor, and then, of course, in true Trump fashion, demands that things stop because of the problems and the chaos that Minnesotans have created. Now, I'm pretty sure it was ICE, right?
We're not going away. Well, you're saying ICE has brought chaos to Minnesota. No, chaos brought ICE.
Where do you see in the video that he was assaulting law enforcement? Because from everything we have seen, law enforcement was assaulting him when he was there trying to help another individual.
Dana, law enforcement doesn't assault anyone. Follow directions of law enforcement in an active crime scene.
Don't you love how Greg Bavino describes Border Patrol going through and basically destroying the Constitution, calls it a crime scene? No, it's a crime scene after you guys get involved. But in this breaking story, check out the fact that in Minnesota, and right now breaking, Greg Bavino, the man in the Adolf coat, has lost and Nome is in doubt. Check this out, folks. Massive breaking news. Greg Bavino loses his job. The Border Patrol chief has been ousted from his role as commander-at-large and will return to El Centro. Greg Bavino has been removed from his role as Border Patrol commander-at-large and will return to his former job in El Centro, California, where he is expected to retire soon, according to a DHS official and 2 people with knowledge of the change. Bavino's sudden demotion is the clearest sign yet that the Trump administration is reconsidering its most aggressive tactics after the killing Saturday of 37-year-old Alex Preddy by Border Patrol agents under Bavino's command. Earlier today, President Trump appeared to signal in a series of social media posts a tactical shift in the administration's mass deportation campaign. Trump wrote that he spoke with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, whom the White House has blamed for inciting violence, and the 2 men are now on, quote, a similar wavelength. Tom Homan, the former ICE chief who Trump has designated border czar, will head to Minnesota to assume command of the federal mobilization there, Trump said. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and her close advisor Corey Lewandowski, who she's also dating, who were Bovino's biggest backers at DHS, are also at risk of losing their jobs, 2 of the people told me. For the past 7 months, Bovino has been the public face of traveling immigration crackdown on cities governed by Democrats. Noem and other Trump officials gave Bovino the commander title and sent him and his mass border agents to Chicago, Charlotte, New Orleans, and then Minneapolis. Bovino became a MAGA social media star as he traveled the country with his own film crew and used social media to hit back at Democratic politicians and random critics online. Veteran ICE and CBP officials grew more and more uneasy as Bovino worked outside his agency's chain of command and appeared to relish his role as a political actor. In Minneapolis, the Trump administration used Bovino as its lead spokesperson, scheduling daily press conferences where he defended agents' rough tactics and cast blame on protesters and local officials. Border Patrol commanders typically avoid engaging in political arguments with elected officials. Bovino's fall comes 2 days after Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis fatally shot Preddy, an intensive care nurse who worked with veterans. Hours after the shooting, Bovino appeared at a press conference and echoed statements by the Department of Homeland Security alleging Preddy sought to, quote, massacre the federal agents. Bovino repeatedly claimed that Border Patrol agents, not Preddy, were the victims. Videos of that encounter showed no evidence for his claims. Preddy, who was licensed to carry a concealed weapon, did not draw a firearm or attack agents. The video shows one agent disarming Preddy in the moments just before another agent shot him in the back. DHS and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials did not immediately respond to questions about Bovino's departure from Minnesota and his current role. Asked about Bavino and Nome, a White House spokesperson referred to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's statement today that Nome has the president's, quote, utmost confidence and trust. In another post, Trump said he also spoke with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, quote, lots of progress is being made, the president wrote, quote, Tom Homan will be meeting with him tomorrow in order to continue the discussion. Sadly, while this is 2 weeks too late and we are not going to get Renee Good or Alex Preddy back, this is going to go down as one of the worst months in U.S. modern history, along with Kent State and several other things based on the way and the how this has occurred. It is disgusting, it's unconstitutional, and the reality is, I can only hope this is the Jenga piece that makes this Trump BS and his entire sycophant administration finally start to crumble, and the GOP finally understands they're all, and I mean all, going to get voted out if they continue down this path. You guys like and share the video and stay frosty.